Cha! Welcome back. Tonight we're checking out my buddy Taylor's Para 3 in Maximate. So I work with Taylor. He's a super cool dude. Well, he's a nerd, but he is pretty cool. And oh shoot, it was probably 6 months ago or so, bought an Ontario Rat 2 for me. And I thought it was completely unprovoked, and he just bought me a Rat 2. And I thought that was super awesome. So in return, I told him that I would maintenance and sharpen a couple knives for him just to show my gratitude for him thinking of me. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to attempt to make a short video of just the like half disassembly. This is what I would consider like a maintenance disassembly, not necessarily a full disassembly. But he carries this thing pretty much all the time. This is a bone stock Para 3, and it's got like all the pocket funk in there. You can see all that. And I did a while ago, I brought my nano oil 10 weight to work, and I put a couple drops of oil in here, and it's super fast. Nothing's wrong with it. Excuse me, the action at all. But he had it at work today, and I said, hey, when are you gonna let me sharpen some knives to make it up to you? I can take this home and clean it and blah, 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 blah. So that's what we're doing. So we're just gonna dive right in and do like the partial disassembly on a Para 3. So that's a T10 up here and a T8 in the back. Whoa. Now it's been a couple of years since I have worked on a Para 3. Now I know that this, the golden knives are all pretty similar, but they are all just a touch different as well. So you might see me struggle through this thing. Whoa, something just went flying. I think it was the stop pin. So probably got a little too ham-fisted with that one. Sure was the stop pin. Sorry, Taylor. Nothing but the highest quality work goes on around here. So this is basically as far as I'm going to disassemble it. So this lanyard tube, they can be very, very stiff and very difficult to like wiggle off. They're like supremely press fit in there, in my experience. And I didn't want to go through and do all that just for a brand new knife that I was just mostly just kind of cleaning up. So it's not brand new, but it's never been apart before. I didn't, in my experience, actually it was on my Para 3. I had the Jade G10 and M4. It was Blade HQ. It was like their special, you know how they do the Jade stuff with the M4 usually is kind of their unique thing that they do. Anyways, I had one of those with the black blade. That was my Para 3. And the first time I took that one apart, I was back here wiggling on the lanyard tube, and it was pretty difficult to get that thing off there. I have some sort of a small cut on my index finger right there, and that rubbing alcohol is burning. Yow! Man, that smarts. Okay, moving on. But anyways, it was it was the tightest lanyard tube from Golden that I've ever worked on. I've taken apart probably a dozen of these knives, which isn't a ton, but it's enough to get a feel for them, you know. And that one was super tight, and it actually kind of, I believe it was on the show side, it kind of marred up the G10 around the lanyard tube there. So I wasn't super into that. So I do not want to do that to Taylor's knife. So I'm not going, God, that are smarts, man. I don't know what I did, but got some kind of a, here, maybe I should center this, huh? So anyways, not going to do that to Taylor's knife. So this is just a quick way for just a quick maintenance on your golden Spydercos that have that big dumb lanyard tube. So I just kind of unscrew the 2 screws, throw the stop pin across the room, and just kind of roll that out of the way. And then that gives me all the access that I need to do what I want to do. So anyways, it's finally post-Christmas now. So I hope everybody had a decent Christmas. I know I did. It was very nice. Actually pretty low-key this year. And as a matter of fact, we had my wife and my son and I, we had a Christmas here at the house in the morning, and my parents live about 15, 20 minutes away or so. We ended up going out there in the afternoon, early evening, and they just built a fire pit in their yard this fall. And it was so nice, we actually had a little bonfire on Christmas night. So that was actually very nice. So, I don't know. Man, that's a bad idea. I keep doing it. And I'm having a hard time staying centered tonight. So, nothing but the best around here. So, we'll get rid of that. Okay, so I'm just basically, I don't know if you're new to this, just isopropyl alcohol, stuff you get at Walgreens or wherever the heck you buy your isopropyl alcohol, your rubbing alcohol. And I just put some on the rag, clean up under here, gets all the funk out, and I'm gonna get another one. Yow, man, I just can't learn. So I'm gonna pay a little extra attention to the blade here. So it's not too bad on the blade, but the washers were pretty dirty, so this will help. So that's that. What else was I going to do? Stop pin. Not that the stop pin is super important to the action of a knife, but while you got it apart and you got a fresh little rag, might as well do it right. So we're going to do that. And then I always take, just for if there's this pivot bushing right here. So it's got, I don't know if that'll focus, but you see all that white, crappy looking crud that's in there? That is blue Loctite, and that's what it looks like when it dries up. And so I'm going to get all of that funk out of here. You can see right there, that's how much came out of that one, that side. So we're just defunking everything. Ooh, that one's got a lot in it. Look at that. It's got a lot in there. I have to use the other side of the Q-tip here. I think I will. Starting to learn with my finger. So, anyways, but yeah, it's been a relief to be done with the holidays. It was, although I enjoy the holidays, blah, 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 all that stuff, spend time with family, friends, and everything else. It is kind of nice when they're done. However, as soon as they finished up around here this year, the weather went to shit. So we've gotten a bunch of snow. It's been like frigidly cold around here. I live in the Midwest, and I don't know if any of you have been interested enough to, here's another, I don't know, I had a loss of words, but another pocket that has Loctite in it, so the standoff. But anyways, if anybody cares or had watched my previous video, it was of a quick look at some snow tires that I bought for my car. And I actually have an appointment tomorrow after work to get them installed. And in the time that I bought them and they showed up here at my house, I think we've gotten a grand total of like 6 or 7 inches of snow. So great timing on my behalf. Okay, so now what we're gonna do. So I always, just as a reference, I usually disassemble knives clip down. So show side up, clip down. So it kind of just keep it as a frame of reference. So let's see now what we need to do. So on this pivot bushing, not that side, that side. I don't know if, well, where is it? Am I losing my mind? There it is right there. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. That's got a little bit of a D shaped, a flat side right there. So this is a non-free spinning. And if you can look right there, that's almost a D shape right there. So they just line up. And, oh, I did this the last time. Before I put that on there, I'm going to over oil because I need to put my washer on before, excuse me, I got kind of a frog in my throat tonight. So right here, I'm just kind of looking to see, you can see this side almost looks brand new. And this side has, you can see some rub marks on there. So this is where you can tell the side that typically has more wear is the side that the blade interfaces with. So I like to put them right back the way that they were. Now, if I get that guy in there, just kind of wiggle him in there until it stops. And then pivot screw. Oops. Get my crappy Loctite here. Such a mess. Such a mess. Whoa. Whoa. Easy. Like, I like just a tiny little bit because it doesn't really take much to get these to stay put. So now with my finger pressing that up against there, I'm going to just mostly tighten it up, but once I start to feel it snug, I stop. So I don't want to get it too crazy tight on there. So now I don't know why I oil behind this washer. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. Because I don't believe that the washer actually spins up against the liner of this knife, but I'm just a nerd and I over oil everything. So let's get our stop pin back in here before I forget. And let's see, we'll put a drop right there. Yep, so that little notch right, man, this thing is, all my stuff is just messy and runny tonight. That's a little ramp for the detent ball. So that's very, very nice. Lens in the ultra smooth action of this knife. So over oil that. Drop her straight on here. There we go. Excellent. Now we'll see what side we're working with here. It's got a little bit of a mark on it. That one has some kind of random odd marks, but they don't look like swirl marks, where that looks like it has a little trace ran around it. So I'm going to put that face down right there. And rotate this bad boy back into place, hopefully. There we go. So shouldered stop pin goes in right there. Pivot right there, everything is aligned. So, now whoops, that's not what I was after. I think I used I'm just all over the place tonight, sorry. I think I used my T8 on the T10 pivot screw. Good thing I didn't wrench it down too tight. All over the place tonight, so Taylor, when you watch this, hopefully you're not cringing that I'm destroying your knife, because that is not my intent in any way, shape, or form. I am going to sharpen this knife tonight. Now, it's got a factory edge, and it's Maximate, and it's gets used, but I don't think it gets like thrashed upon. So the knife is still very, very sharp. However, like I mentioned before, Taylor, ooh, that's way too slow. So, however, as I mentioned before, Taylor purchased that Rat 2 for me, so I offered to polish a couple knives for him. Let's check the blade play. Ooh, the tiniest little bit. And I think on my PM2, which is basically this knife, just larger, has the Maximate and everything, I did a polished edge on that. Oh, that's a little, might be a little, well, yeah, it's not as fast as what it was, so keep adjusting. I think it's this side that I have a little too tight. Just tiny little adjustments. It's better. No blade play. Let's try this side. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. But anyways, on my PM2, I put a polished edge on there, and against the patina of the blade, which his has more patina than mine. I think he actually carries it more, and his is really starting to show some cool patina. Maybe blade centering is dead nuts. I think maybe just the slightest little hint of blade play. That snugged it up, but slowed it down. Man, this thing is like right on the razor's edge. I think that might be it right there. Maybe just take a touch in on the side. But so tonight I am going to sharpen unnecessarily and polish aesthetically tonight. So that's the plan. I think that'll do. Yeah, the fidget factor. I've gotten pretty decent at my middle finger flick, the Spidey flick or whatever. I used to just be right there all thumb all the time. I've been trying index finger. It's slower, it's awkward, and I am not sure that I like it, but it's something different. So I've been, with my Spydercos, I've been index finger flicking, but I like to live in the Spidey flick, or thumb, I guess, but Spidey flick. So anyways, that'll be it for this. This was just a quick, how I do a quick maintenance, just defunk everything, get some fresh oil in there, and clean it up, tune it up. Maintenance. Maintenance is the best part about pocket knives, I think. Well, maybe not the best, but sure is fun. So anyways, I'm going to end this here and get going on the old wicked edge right here. So I will see you in that video. Thanks.